Welcome back, folks, to Level Up Gaming Podcast. My name is LastKnownMeal with Jay. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me on again.
Thank you again for joining because last time we had a problem.
We actually could say that.
Yeah, we actually recorded a whole podcast, but I kind of failed to plug in my microphone into a program, so it didn't record. We talked like 15 minutes, was it? Like 50, 55?
I think so, yeah, coming up to an hour at least, yeah.
We were actually,
well.
We were actually talking about Dark Souls because he's a Souls gamer, and we was like, sure, let's play that, let's record that, let's talk about it. We also said that Dark Souls is an amazing game, especially Dark Souls 2, and we're actually discussing some Bloodborne kind of stuff, and what was the rest? That the games are not hard enough today, that we get just easy games.
Yeah, I think we can all agree that like we've been spoon-fed some very easy games recently. I think it's refreshing to have something like with a difficulty level, same as Dark Souls. It's pretty refreshing.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, and I think we both agreed that we both love the series.
Oh yeah, we do. But we're going to save that for the next podcast because we already talked like the shit out of it. So what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Gosh, I've been playing. I played a little bit of GTA Online, which is fun. You guys will be getting that on the PC very shortly. So, are you getting that? Or?
It's already downloading. It's like 60 gigabytes, so it's crazy.
See. Yeah, I see. And I've been playing Helldivers, which is a PlayStation exclusive, but that is very good fun.
Ooh, what is that?
It's do you know the game Magicka?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's same devs. Basically, it's Magicka but with Space Marines, and it's oh my god, so good fun.
Oh damn!
Highly recommended that game.
We'll try that, definitely.
What have I been playing? Let's move on to you because I saw on Twitter you've been playing something that I'm very jealous about.
Yeah, I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege. It's in closed alpha basically, and today I got an email like saying welcome to Rainbow Six Alpha. I mean Siege Alpha. I was like, really? I'm in? How? And I go into the game. First of all, it's actually promising, not gonna lie. Of course it's in closed alpha, so you have like majority of things that are not working. You can't really set your quality like to high or ultra. You can just, I think it's on medium or something like that. I read on the forums, they said like we're going to add that but in beta. And I was like, why not in alpha?
Yeah, maybe it's just too much at the early stage just to put it in. What's the gameplay like then? Is it?
Well, you have 5 versus 5 as in Counter-Strike basically, but it's a 3-minute match. If you play like SWAT, you go inside. You can go into the house. Like every single door is open. There are no doors, which is kind of.
That's weird.
Wow, yeah, and I also read that they said like they don't want to put doors because they don't want to limit the areas of going in. But I was like, at the same time, it's a house.
Yeah,
it should have doors.
Yeah, without doors, it just becomes like I don't know, a shelter, I guess. And it's not a house anymore. Did you play Rainbow Six Vegas?
Oh yeah, both of them.
Yeah, so I think you can agree with me on this one that going up to the door and placing the little camera underneath and that was one of the major points of it. Like I really enjoyed doing that, and then breaching, like working out who's going to go through what door, and that was a really big part of the game. So I'm a bit shocked that they removed the doors from it.
That is true. You have like these drones, these little drones. Before every match, you have like 30 seconds to prepare, and you can use those drones to locate a hostage. Now, locating a hostage is pretty easy, so I think they should just make that a bit more intense. Like, it's like if they spawn in like one certain area, you know that the hostage is there, so that's kind of bad.
And is it the same spawns every time?
Oh no, you can pick up to like 4 spawns as a SWAT, or like 5 to 6 as a terrorist.
And then does the hostage then spawn procedurally?
one hostage in that area that you pick. So you prepare everything. The hostage is spawning in your area.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
What do you think overall? I mean, it's alpha, so let's not get ahead.
It's not bad. It's actually not bad. If they just add doors, and it's like it is a co-op game, so basically everyone needs to work together. That's not happening. not yet, because everybody's just going around. I mean, but still, if you just go run and gun, they will kill you.
Yeah.
It is like that because you have like these barbed wires and kind of stuff that you can put down there, and it's like so crazy. But
And are you under NDA on this? Can you release footage?
Yeah, I can usually release it. I'm uploading a video right now.
Right. Oh, well, I can't wait for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's get that up and we'll have a look at that.
Oh, I was like looking in the forums. I was like, can I upload this? And they're like, sure. We like
nice.
that. We like you to share with your friends. I was like, and they said like, please upload in like the highest quality possible. I'm like, okay.
At least they're being proactive about it then, because Ubisoft's kind of funny about stuff like that sometimes.
Oh yeah, actually it surprised me as well because they removed one of my videos a long time ago.
Which one was that?
There was a game called Hero. It just got leaked basically. So everybody like GameSpot, IGN, they were all doing like topics about the game, and then I make a video and then they remove it.
Picking on the little guy again, Ubisoft.
Oh yeah. Oh, I made a rage video. Maybe they're just saying sorry with this.
Could be, yeah.
With this alpha key.
To be honest, as much I really dislike Ubisoft. I'm going to put that out there right now.
Yeah.
They've burned me so much, but they get a free pass for Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins. Those two games are almost perfect. Really are such good platformers. But everything, even say Far Cry 4, which I really enjoyed, just became sort of like the same game as Assassin's Creed. You know, you climb the tower, you see things from around, you go and collect some icons, and it's like I've been playing the same game now for about 10 years. So every Ubisoft game just feels the same. So I hope they don't mess it up with this Rainbow Six, because I'm looking forward to it and I want it to be good. Really want it to be good.
They said that they're going to work with the community as much as they can.
Right.
And I think it's actually a good thing, because if gamers something like, if they suggest something, let's say doors, I actually made a thread on that forum saying like you need doors, because as you were saying, in Vegas 1 and Vegas 2 you had like cameras and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So quite amazing, and they should really add that. I don't know.
I mean, it's 2015. Like we deserve doors. We've had doors for so many years. Why take them away now? Like,
and also walls. Well, paper is, I think, stronger than those walls.
Really?
Oh yeah. I was like, the thing is, they shoot you, and then they shoot a little more, and then the wall falls off. So that's kind of bad.
Right.
So they can just spray the house and I think kill everyone inside.
Yeah, what's to stop you from just staying outside and just using like an MG or minigun or something and just tearing the whole place
Exactly.
down?
But the thing is, you can't go outside as a terrorist. I mean, you can, but you're gonna get spotted, which is a normal thing. I mean, in real life, if you get out of the house, you're gonna get noticed by sniper kind of stuff. So
yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it anyway. I'm holding on to a bit of hope here, even though Ubisoft, like, I just want to put it out there that they destroyed one of my favourite childhood games, Turtles in Time, the beat 'em up.
Oh.
They did a remade version of that, and they removed all the good music, all the soul, everything out of the game, and it was just this, excuse the pun, but a shell of a really good game. And I was so angry.
Did you hear about Ubisoft removing Far Cry 4 from
I did, yeah.
From accounts?
Yeah, I did. Did they not? They backtracked on that though. Shortly afterwards, I think they gave some people the accounts back, because I think it was something to do with piracy, and they just blanket banned everybody.
There was a problem because those keys were stolen, allegedly. They were stolen, but they appeared on G2A and other websites. So I mean, as a buyer, you don't know if that is a stolen key or not. So
yeah, but typical, like they ban everybody first and then work it out later. But that's pretty much a YouTube policy right there: ban first, ask questions later.
Oh yeah, so. just flag the video and Did you see new Deus Ex?
No, I saw your tweet about it earlier at work.
Oh yeah, Mankind Divided.
Yeah, what? When's that out?
Didn't release. Didn't say when it's going to release.
Right. I'm going to shock you now. I've never played Human Revolution or the one before that.
Oh, you should.
I've got it. It's sitting on my shelf. When I left my my job at the computer game shop, I absolutely abused my staff discount before I left, and I picked that up and a bunch of other games. But I also picked a PS4 up, so not really gone back to the 360 to play it.
Oh, Human Revolution is amazing.
Yeah.
Actually, the oldest one is also amazing. I played just a bit of it, but Human Revolution is like, you can go through the level as you can go guns blazing or just go stealth.
Right.
Also, the characters are amazing. So It's good.
I've got a friend. I've got a friend who really likes that original game, and he loved Revolution as well, but I think he preferred the original.
Oh
really,
yeah, a lot
really
of people do that, especially in like remakes. What do you play more, remakes or the original games?
Well, I mean, going back to Ubisoft once again, there's also another game they remade that completely destroyed any hope I had of a childhood memory. Game called Flashback. Have you seen that?
I think I know what it is.
Yeah, well, basically, it's a 2D sort of platform puzzle game, and the character didn't speak because this was on the Super Nintendo. We had no voice back then. And in this remade version, within like 2 minutes of meeting the main character, he says the word "awesome sauce." So at that point, I just quit the game. I was like, "Forget it, I'm not playing anymore."
What? What did he say?
Awesome sauce.
Oh god.
Yeah, yeah, precisely. I think actually I didn't quit, but like just after that, it crashed. So I thought, well, that's a sign. I'm not going to go back to that. So they've just taken another £10 of mine and just got some free stuff there.
Oh.
I'm angry at Ubisoft. I really am.
Well, it's usually like that. When they like redo the game, it becomes like shit. We were discussing about Dark Souls and how they like release an original game, release DLCs, then they release like this Skull of First Sin, and they're going to release like the Game of the Year edition, then Prepare to Die edition. I don't know, man.
It's a bit. I don't know. I mean, I'm okay with them releasing a version that includes the DLC because Skyrim did that, even Oblivion did that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with all that, but then countless remasters, one after another. It's just, when is it going to stop? When are we going to get something that's like fresh and new? Even though we've got Bloodborne, that's all good.
Yeah, but Bloodborne is amazing. It's picking up really well actually. They announced some DLC soon, and a lot of people asked if it's coming to PC. I don't think so. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, Demon Souls was a Sony exclusive. I'm pretty sure Sony wanted to keep that as a PS4 exclusive because that would have been the system seller for them. So I reckon it will stay on PS4. Whether or not we see a remaster in the future, who knows? I don't know. But for now, it's definitely PS4 only.
I am sure that Bloodborne 2 is coming out.
Oh yeah. Well, they might do what they do. I mean, Demon Souls was PS3 exclusive, but then they released Dark Souls as like a multi-platform. So maybe we'll have a similar game but called something else. I don't know. We'll see in the future. I think they'd be mad not to do that, really, because I mean that sort of game now is picking up a bit of steam, and I think it could be a potential money spinner for them to release it on all the platforms. So yeah,
it is true. It is true because it's the same developer.
Yeah,
and stuff. Did you notice like all the Japanese games like Resident Evil, Dark Souls, Bloodborne? They have like all the similar like feeling to it. Like when you start the game, when you go into the game, everything it's kind of feels like so familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and I think without sounding too sort of like I don't know how to put this, but the Japanese culture, I think they prefer sort of like medieval style games, whereas like the westernized culture, we've got an obsession with ninjas and stuff like that, samurai. They're completely the opposite. They really like the medieval sort of setting. So I think things like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, that fits right in there. But then adding the fantasy element into it as well, like it's. I mean, I love it. It works for me.
They do it so well.
Yeah,
they do it so well. I know. We'll see what's going to happen with Bloodborne and Dark Souls. It is happening, but when I am not sure.
But I would love to see remastered Dark Souls 1. Even though I just said I don't want any more remasters, but a remaster of that would be just perfect.
I actually played it today.
The original?
Oh yeah, the Dark Souls one. Oh. Well, first of all, you said in the previous podcast, which got deleted, that I'm going to have an FPS issues. I did.
Yeah. What, so soon though?
It's like the beginning of the game. It's like when that big thing comes to attack me. Like I don't know what it is. I tried to fight it. I was like, I don't have a weapon.
That was the part I was telling you about where it comes up saying run away on the screen. And everybody misses that because they think, yo, I need to kill it. But you've got to run, basically. You can't fight straight. You can, but it will take a long time.
Like there was that battle is actually the same as as the old Dragon Slayer in Dark Souls 2. You have those pillars. I'm not sure if he destroys all of them. Does it fall on his head or something?
See, I thought that because I'd played so many Zelda games, and I just thought, I know what I got to do here. I've got to get him to swing and hit the pillars, but he killed all the pillars, and
Nothing
I was
happened.
just stood there. Nothing happens. Yeah, he's just waiting. So,
Damn.
yeah, it doesn't work like that. Like,
well, that would be too easy.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I had the exact same train of thought, and it wasn't until he murdered my face that I realised the second time I ran in there, and it said "run away," and I thought, okay, right, obviously I can't beat this thing yet.
Controls are a bit hard. I mean, I'm a PC gamer, so I actually plug in my controller, and I have a strange glitch, or I don't know if that's a glitch or bug. My right stick, the thing on a controller, is when I move it to the right, it goes up.
Oh, it could be. Is it an old pad or something, or is it?
It's a PC one. Like, it's not an Xbox or PS one.
It might be worth just getting a 360 pad. It's pretty cheap now.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be honest, the 360 pad is a really good pad.
It is. It is.
I'm a console gamer, so I can't do the mouse and keys. So given the option, I'd have a pad. But the 360 pad's really, really good pad.
Yeah, I think we're gonna buy it because playing on with like a keyboard and mouse, like playing Dark Souls 1, it's not happening.
Yeah, I'd imagine that would be pretty
it's
tough.
So crazy, and like the thing is, there's a problem because you can see the cursor.
Yes.
It's like moving around. I pressed all the icons, but I didn't press the game, so I kind of rage quit. So I'm going to probably buy myself a 360 controller and then play.
I would recommend it. I mean, not that I know because I don't really PC game, but I think the support for the 360 pad is pretty big on most games. So
yeah, is it like on new games?
I think so. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure through Steam you can just get it to run anyway. Like I don't think you should have too much of a problem.
I mean, Steam controller is coming out, so I probably said that you're going to be able to use Steam controller even if you don't have a Steam OS.
Yeah. Have they got rid of the last design I saw of that looked like an owl? Had like two big eyes on the front of the controller where the sticks were. Have they kept that, or have they changed it?
I think they changed it up a bit. So now it's like you don't have any more buttons. You have those touch pads, and it's kind of a strange feeling to have that thing. I'm probably gonna get it if I can. I think can you order it now? I think you can.
I don't know.
They did release Steam machines. I know that much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about getting one of them as well because it's about time. I said this to you last time. I buy games on Steam just in the case that I get a PC at some point in the future because I can only run a few on the Mac, but I've got games on there that I saw in a sale. Thought, yeah, £5, I'll have that. No, I
kind of don't see the point in buying it. It's like
the Steam machine.
Yeah, for a price. I mean, you can't get anything special.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just going to be like.
Oh no, it's like
a console.
The thing is that you have a stock ones and they're like pretty bad. I mean, you can just run some mediocre games, but if you want like the better one, like i7, i5, you need to get an Alienware one, so they charge extra.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I actually calculated. If you just buy the parts and made your own PC, then it's a lot cheaper and you can get better parts than buying a Steam machine.
Yeah, I mean, people rag on consoles about that, but I like the standardization of it, knowing that it's just going to be, I'll put the game in, I can play it. It's been optimized, well, potentially optimized. I've played plenty of bad console games that've got terrible frame rates and such, but the fact that it should be able to just run it straight away, and I don't have to mess with the settings or anything. But then again, I've always been a console gamer, so the whole PC thing, it's a little scary to me. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit of a daunting prospect.
It is like that because if you buy like a PC, it's going to run for like 5 to 6 years, maybe more. But then like it's going to stutter. New games, new stuff, it's coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I had a console. It would be like so easier to just plug in and play.
Yeah, that's what I like. I'm relaxed about this. I don't, I play a lot of games. I play a lot of games a lot of the time, but I just like the fact I could just put the disc in and get on with it, or just whatever the digital title is that I've downloaded.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Did you hear about the Bloodborne memory leakage?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, if you leave it on for 12 hours and the bosses just give up.
How is that possible?
I have no idea.
I actually saw the fight. It was like crazy.
Oh, have you seen the fight?
Yeah, I've seen the fight. It was like, and it's like this guy's just he wields that big thing, that halberd that he has. And it's like he stops and you can hit him, and he stops. And I was like, okay, let me see the original one. And he's like shooting stuff and bam, bam. I was like, how and why is that? I'm gonna try leaving Dark Souls for that long.
I don't think it works.
I've
not read anything about it. I mean, it could do, but
People
Knowing
will
Dark Souls,
find
you'd
out.
leave it for 12 hours and you just die anyway.
I think I have like 12 hours in total now in Dark Souls.
Dark Souls or Dark Souls 2?
Dark Souls 2. I have like 12 minutes in Dark Souls 1.
And are you any further? Well, last time we spoke, you were at the Harvest Valley.
Oh yeah, actually didn't go to Harvest Valley. I went. Where did I go? I went back to the Lost Bastille.
Oh, and did you get pursued?
Yes, I did. Kind of ran away again.
Yeah.
Who did I? There was this. I defeated the Lost Sinner.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Actually, it was not hard because I summoned someone and it's like he tanked everything. It was like just, but still, it because he killed him and he was left with like 20% health. And I was like running for like 10 minutes around him.
That can be a tough fight.
Yeah,
because,
he's really fast.
He's really fast. Very quick attack speed. And the arena's so dark, like you can't lock on. But there is a way you can actually light the arena up if you there's a key, and I have got it, but they changed it on the new version.
Yeah.
Can't remember where it is, but that key allows you to open 2 doors above the boss arena.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, and you set fire to the oil that's in there, and that brings light into the boss arena. So then you don't have the disadvantage of being in the dark. But even with that, like it's still. It can, if you're on your own, it can be pretty tough fight.
Oh, it is. Good thing is I had someone with me. It was crazy. But the thing is, of course, like I see people like they play the boss fight and they're like, oh, what I'm going to do now? I'm going to do this, and they think and they make tactics, and here I am just running around and don't hit me. And you're saying like there's oil that you can like light on fire. I was like, really? I didn't even see. I just saw him behind me.
See, when the very first time I played Dark Souls 2, I did it all just bow and arrow only. So you have to get lock on. But in the dark, the lock on range is reduced to like 50%. Oh. So I didn't know this, and I went into that boss fight and I was just getting absolutely slaughtered. I was like, why can't I can't lock on? It's moving too fast. But then my friend told me you can light it up. So I did that, and it was a lot easier then.
Nice. I actually just use a bow when I'm like need to like set something on fire, like barrels and stuff.
Yeah. It's a bit. I always carry the bow with me. I'll never leave the bow. But if possible, I'll just punch everything to death now.
Is there a way to aim with a crossbow?
I've never used them. I don't know.
Actually, there isn't. I tried, and you can actually aim with like a bow normally, but with a crossbow, I couldn't do it. Maybe it was on my PC thing, but I actually got a shielded crossbow.
Okay.
I traded it, and I tried to aim, and it couldn't.
You know what? I will test it for you later because I'm probably going to play that later. So I'll give it a go. But I've never used them at all, so I don't know.
They're quite. I mean, they're good, but they're kind of slow.
Yeah, it's all about the bow and arrow, really.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot quicker. Definitely a lot quicker.
Actually,
plus the Hunter's Black Bow, I think is the best bow in the game. You can get that high dex.
I'm going to the Shaded Woods.
Oh, you
tomorrow,
are
tomorrow, so it's gonna be crazy.
Okay. Don't do no spoilers here, but don't do what I did and think that the ghosts that you see are players, because they're not. They will kill you.
It's gonna be crazy. Actually, you can buy like the Lost Sinner's mask when you fight him, when you defeat him.
Yeah, if you defeat any boss, the armorer guy, Morlin, I think his name is, he will then sell the armor relevant to that boss that you've killed.
Really?
Yeah, so you can just get any armor from the boss.
I think he's actually only selling like what I've seen so far is that he's selling. Oh yeah, he was selling everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they sell the set. I think if you defeat the boss and go straight to him, we won't have it. So you have to sit down at a bonfire first, and then get reset the area, if you will, and then he should appear in the inventory. But you also might have to buy some stuff off him first, so he can get a better inventory. But yeah, any boss you kill, you can buy the.
That's good. That's good. But you said you were an indie gamer.
Yeah, very much so.
So what do you think about indies so far? Is it really changing the gaming industry?
You know what? I would say in a bad way right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's about time that Steam had a red light rather than just a green light. I think there needs to be an option where people can say we don't want this game. You know. Do you watch Jim Sterling by any chance?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, you need to check him out. He basically does all the reviews of the rubbish indie trailers, and he actually got into a bit of trouble with some indie devs who he reviewed their trailer, which was absolutely terrible. It's just basically like couple of Unity assets here and there, and they just made some stupid, poor game.
Yeah.
And they did a copyright strike on his channel.
Oh yeah, they do that. They did that to Total Biscuit.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, very malicious, like abusing the copyright system like that. It's not really there for that, you know. It's more for stealing somebody's stuff, not really because they had a negative opinion on something they've made. You can't really use it for that. So, but saying that, I mean, if it weren't for things like, you know, I dare say it, but Minecraft, you know, there was a point when that was an indie game, and look how much that blew up.
Oh yeah, it's actually now like it's not a AAA game, but still, it's quite big. Though. It's quite big.
I mean, Minecraft is always in the charts for console games. It's always on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, 360, Xbox One. It's always in the top 10 for... I don't know who's buying it. Who doesn't have Minecraft? But people are still buying that game.
Oh yeah, they do. Like it's gonna stay here for a while. Trust me.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Microsoft own it now, but I don't think they'll release like Minecraft 2. I don't even know how
they
that
won't.
Would work.
That would be stupid. That would be so stupid to do.
Don't even know how it would work, to be honest. Like, how would you have a sequel to that game?
Well, to be honest, it's not a bad game for kids. I mean, as far as the creativity is concerned, I mean, you can build anything you want.
Yeah, I played it a lot. I'll be honest.
Oh.
I really like that game. It was
also
great.
Actually, that's the only like starting game that I would buy to my kids.
Yeah.
Because you just need to express yourself, like build stuff and just survive, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's a bit like digital Lego.
Yeah.
You know? I like that because I grew up with Lego. I don't know anything.
Oh, do you play Lego games?
Not the Lego games, but in the sense of building something.
Yeah,
you know, when you were younger, and like your parents would come home and buy you a Lego set, and you'd be like, yes. Yeah. Now you can just do it on Minecraft.
Oh, I remember that. I had a Bionicle.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the robots.
Yeah.
That you assemble. It was crazy. Well, they actually were quite cool. They had like all kind of different. And I see like what people build with Lego. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely mental. And the Technic stuff. I don't know if you remember Technics. Yeah, that was mind blowing because you could create little like electrical circuits and have.
It was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. So, what's your favorite indie game? What's like the one that grabbed you that made you start playing indie games?
Indie game that started first. I don't know if I'm gonna say this wrong. I know if that's the title. Guacamole.
Oh, Guacamole.
Guacamole.
No, I really want to play that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's actually an awesome game. I kind of like these platformer indie games. What was else? There is Shank considered an indie game.
Yeah, I
Shank
guess so.
1.
I guess so. I mean, the term indie game is so broad now. I guess you can just include anything that's not made by like the big publishers anymore. Yeah, Shank was really good. That was a really, really good game. And Super Meat Boy. Did you ever play Super Meat Boy?
Oh yeah, I did.
That game.
There was that also game in space that you just go around and teleport. It was also a platformer. I'm not sure how it's called. Also, FTL is an indie game, which is awesome.
Yeah, FTL. I love that game. I absolutely love it. I think it's amazing. And they put out in January, I think it was, like a free update to it.
Yeah.
So I really, I respect that they're supporting the game. But yeah, FTL. If you haven't played that, go play that game.
No, I did actually. It's quite cool. Because indie developers can express themselves so good now, and they have that freedom because they don't have like these big companies, EA, watching over them and saying them what to do so they can create their own things. I mean, Papers, Please. You play that?
I own it, but I haven't played it yet.
It's like so original. Just like you have to think on so many things. You have to look on the passport and is it good? Is he going to be a terrorist and stuff? So it's like quite cool. It's like refreshing because you have like AAA FPS games and it's like you see this and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I think that's what really drew me to indie games. Like, I actually started my YouTube channel before I even had a capture card or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I started playing loads of indie games, and they were on the 360. But they were never advertised. I was really like a bit pissed off about that because Microsoft never really pushed them as much as they could. So I thought I'll start a channel and I'll devote it to indie games and I'll show people what they can get on the 360. I didn't even have a capture card. I just set up a camera in a dark room, pointing at the screen. Quality was awful, but I did it anyway. What the hell?
Oh, actually, to all of you that are listening to this, he has a YouTube channel and he plays Dark Souls and a bunch of other games. So check him out. I'll leave a link down below.
Nice plug. Thank you very much. But yeah, I started playing indie games like probably around the same time that I want to say Call of Duty World at War came out, around that sort of time, and it was refreshing just to have sort of like an old school feel to a game, you know, something that I grew up with, like Nintendo style games, and it was really refreshing to have that. And I think a lot more people need to get away from just buying the sports games every year and just buying the shooters every year, and just try a couple platformers or indie games, you know, just something different.
It's fun, definitely. There's of course some indie games that are shit. Like they're so bad, but still there's like a bunch of games that they're not bad, actually quite good.
Yeah. This is what I was saying about the Steam red light, that they need to have the red light, because so many people, from what I can see anyway, I mean, I have got a Steam account, I have got Steam games on there, but I don't use it as much as like you would as a PC gamer.
Yeah.
But I've seen the Jim Sterling channel, which I watch, I've seen some absolutely terrible, I don't even know if you could call them games. Just
Rambo.
Not even at that standard.
Rambo is an indie game which was shit. Did you play that?
Rambo the movie.
Yeah, Rambo the movie, the video game.
You know, the only other game that I know with that title is Hannah Montana the movie, the game. Like,
well, this is actually just Rambo the video game, but it's like a rail shooter. So it's like, imagine if you're like in that arcade center and just holding that real gun, you're shooting at a screen.
Right.
And it's so bad. It's like Rambo's hair. It's like sticky and it's not even moving as. And he looks like he's made of wax. And actually, I made like a hate video on that because I just told developers like, don't do that. They still released the game. They didn't. But actually, one of the devs.
I think I've seen it in the stores, but I've never actually been brave enough to pick the box up and have a look at
it. It's so bad. Don't even play it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I stay away really from anything that's like movie or TV show related. The only good one really that I know of is South Park: Stick of Truth.
Oh yeah,
I mean that stays very true to the series, and you know it's almost like you're playing an episode of the show. So
definitely,
that's the only one I really know. I mean, back in the day when I had a Super Nintendo, there was Street Fighter the movie, the game, which is another one like that. Street Fighter movie, the game came out, and it was like a mix between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and it had like Jean-Claude Van Damme motion capped in it. It was absolutely terrible. It was just like, that was the beginning of me thinking I'm not going to go near movie games anymore. We just leave them now. It's absolutely horrible.
It was crazy. Actually, what was that game? It was Expendables. They made a game. I was like, it's like top down, and you're like, for some reason they couldn't go to one level because it was locked.
Right. See what, you're on one level the whole time.
And when you try to go to level 2, you can't because it's locked, and they release an update and fix it. But still, I mean, damn, test the game.
Yeah, test it out a little bit.
I don't know.
You pay people to quality test. At least make sure they do their job. Then put it out.
Exactly.
And I think EA could learn a lesson from that as well. Cough, cough, Battlefield 4.
We also discussed Hardline, how bad it is.
Oh, actually, I've got a bit of news on that. Steve, what's his name? Papoutis? Steve Papoutis, the head of Visceral, actually resigned. I think it was yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, so he's now left. He's been at EA for 15 years. Well, Visceral EA, he's left after 15 years. So, I mean, that's a shame. Obviously, it's personal reasons why he's done that. I don't know why, but yeah, he's left now. So, don't know where that's going to leave Hardline. I know one of the guys that was in charge of Hardline multiplayer has stepped in as the sort of head of Visceral now. So, it's not like the manager list, but it's a bit weird to leave just after the game's been released. Like, I don't know.
I think he's just angry.
Could be, yeah,
because it's not selling good. Even though they like promoted the shit out of it, it's not selling good.
Yeah, I mean they really pushed that game via YouTube. Like they got a load of YouTubers to get on board with that.
Exactly, but it's still so bad. But still, YouTubers say it's bad, and it's like every review I've seen so far is just hate.
Yeah, I mean I've seen stuff that's saying like, yeah, it's good, but it's the feeling I get is it's a decent game, but it's completely unnecessary.
Oh.
Like, why did it come out? Why slap the Battlefield title on there? Exactly. Why not just call it Hardline?
It has a lot of potential, but it was just wasted.
Yeah.
I know, it's like, it has some of that military elements that shouldn't be in that game, like parachutes. I already talked about them.
Yeah,
the military doesn't have parachutes.
police parachutes, police RPGs, and
I mean,
yeah,
who has a 50 cal as a police
Right.
officer? Like
Right.
50 cal. Actually, watch Total Biscuit's review on it, and he said like, which is actually good that robbers or terrorists should have weapons that you can come across every day. Like take weapons from Africa or Asia. Like don't put military grade weapons, American or English or the French one.
Yeah.
In there,
Yeah, just like an AK or pistols, stuff like that. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the variety of weapons is just not that good. I mean, you have like 4 or 5 weapons as like one class, and it's like so bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? I think that's kind of positive in a way because I think Battlefield 3, especially Battlefield 4, I think they were completely oversaturated with unnecessary weapons, and that doesn't help the balancing of the game at all. You know, if you've got say 40, 50 weapons when you only really need 20, you've got to then balance that 50 weapons. Whereas balancing 20 weapons would be a hell of a lot easier. So I don't know whether it's a good thing really to have less weapons. I know Bad Company 2 had a lot less weapons, and I far enjoyed that over any other Battlefield recently. So.
Well, it did, but like people were mad because they were actually charging a full price for this game, even though it's not as big as Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I mean, we said before, you know, and a lot of people said this, it seems very much like a DLC for Battlefield 4. And when the alpha first came out, I think it was alpha or early beta, I'm not sure, but it was just literally a reskinned Battlefield 4 and everybody just went nuts about it. So, you know, and I mean, they probably could have released it as DLC, really, thinking about it.
They could, but it's a money grabber, so...
Yeah, you're right, it's a money grabber. I mean, you got to fill the gap between Battlefield 4 and Battlefront, so I guess, you know...
I don't know what's with those studios, man, because like when you plan the game, why didn't just like go like I mean, all of them, they're gamers. I mean, they're also like businessmen, but
yeah,
there's also gamers there. I mean, you can't really go to the CEO and say like, "Hey, you need to calm down with those games." I mean, chill the fuck out and let us do our job.
Listen. They won't listen. What they just see the numbers, don't they? They don't. In reality, you know, we can have as many opinions as we want on the subject, but they're a business, you know, they're there to make money, and if they can find a way to put a game out and make more money off it, the way their DLC works, you know, they would release a game and that would be it, but now they can release a game, put a little bit more effort into releasing DLC, and then still get more money off that game in the long term. So
exactly,
you can't really blame them for that, but at the same time, I don't like it, so. You know, I'm stuck in the middle, really. I can see their point of view, but I also don't like paying for stuff that I feel should have been in the game from the start or stuff that potentially was cut out just to make money off it later. Don't really agree with that.
No, that is true. Actually, CD Projekt Red did this quite well. I mean, they're going to release Witcher 3, and then they said it's going to have like 16 free DLCs.
Wow.
Yeah, but you can buy the 2 major DLCs, and they bring like up to 10 and 20 hours of gameplay, and both of them like cost 20 euros.
Right.
Yeah, you can buy a season pass.
Yeah, I mean, season pass is another thing that I don't really agree with paying for something.
Yeah.
Before I've seen what it's going to be. Not even a screenshot here and there, and I fell for that with Battlefield 3 Premium. Like, I bought that Premium the day it came out because I was so into Battlefield 3 at that point. And I hadn't seen any of the maps, and it turns out, really, out of all of the map packs, the only one I really liked, which I felt was more of a traditional Battlefield, was the Armored Kill DLC. You know, big open maps, tanks everywhere, helicopters. And the rest, I didn't even bother playing. Like,
actually, I have a Premium, but I also only played like Back to Karkan and Close Quarters.
Oh, okay. Actually, I'll take it back. Back to Karkan was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. But I never touched the Close Quarters. I hated it.
I kind of loved it.
One? Did you like it?
Yeah, really? Yeah, because I like these. Because I used to play COD a lot.
Right.
Before. I kind of like that fast-paced combat. Even though, when I used to play like Battlefield 2, like a long time ago, I kind of liked that they have tanks and all that kind of stuff. It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was always into like the bigger open maps and the vehicle aspect and stuff. So when Close Quarters came out, especially with the problems I had with like netcode and stuff, I just felt it's a bit too much of a push towards being an infantry shooter rather than like he's a big open warfare. But I mean, it's just my opinion. Everyone's got their own.
Yeah, but still, it's selling as it. Yeah, it's not selling the best, but there was some stats, and on the day of the release, Battlefield 4 had more players than Battlefield Hardline.
On the day of release of Hardline?
Yeah, so
wow.
More people were playing Battlefield 4 that day than people actually played Hardline. So you can just see that people were like, no, we're sticking to Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Visceral, because I do think they were dealt a really crappy hand
they
there.
would, because they made Dead Space.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I've not played that. I've not played it, but my friend really, really likes it, and he always used to go on about it, and it looks great. I've just never got round to. But I have it again. It's in the pile that I bought before I left the job. But yeah, I mean, it looked amazing. But I think for EA to turn around to them and say, right, we're going to make you make a Battlefield game in the middle of 2, because technically Battlefront will be a Battlefield game as well.
Oh yeah, I'm not really sure if that's going to be good or not. I'm kind of scared.
I'm very scared.
We'll see when it comes out. But actually, that also happened with Visceral a long time ago, because Dead Space 1 was awesome. Dead Space 2 was really, really good. And then in Dead Space 3, I just have a feeling that EA just said, we control you now in Dead Space 3. And they added a co-op character. The game was more about, third-person shooter than actually survival horror. And was like, people were like, why?
Of all the opinions and reviews I've read, every single one has mentioned the fact that it went a lot more action orientated. Got rid of survival horror, and it was now an action game. But EA, they always kind of have to have their fingers around stuff. They always have to feel like they control. And I think that's why I like Bad Company 2 so much, because I can't find it now, but I'll look into it next time we speak. But there was an interview with, I think his name is Magnus. He was the head developer of Bad Company 2. And in this interview, he basically said, EA left us alone to get on with the game. We could just make the game we wanted to make, and they didn't really get involved. I think it was partly because they didn't really think it was going to sell, because Bad Company 1 sold a few units, but they were trying to compete with Call of Duty, and they just couldn't do it at that time. So when Bad Company 2 came out, and it just, I don't know, it felt like it had love and soul, if a video game can have that.
But it definitely can.
You can tell that EA didn't have their hands on it compared to Battlefield 3.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. But compared to Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2, you can tell the difference, not just in the gameplay, but how it's presented, how the DLCs came out, how they're trying to charge you for stuff, and you can definitely see a huge difference between the two of those games.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's EA, because EA had their grubby mitts on it.
What do you think about Resident Evil?
What, the remaster?
No. What do you think about because Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and 4 were like horror oriented, and now you have like 5 and 6 and these new ones. This how's the new one called? Revelations 2, which was like so bad.
Yeah. I've not played one since 4.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they've been like since 4, but
they're more action.
They're more action orientated then.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably trying to get like more of an audience together for it, but why change something? Why, if it works, just improve on it a little bit. Why change the whole formula?
I don't know what's going on with that, but thing is, Resident Evil 4 was amazing. It was like, it had an action element, but still it was scary, and you felt like you're gonna get eaten and killed every single minute. And now in like Resident Evil 5, I mean, those chainsaw guys, I freaking hate them.
When Resident Evil 4 came out, I was working for I'm not going to name them, but a very big video game distributor in the UK, and we had Resident Evil edition for GameCube that had a controller shaped like a chainsaw, and it was so cool. Like, it was completely impractical to use, but it had like the control sticks on the top, and the buttons were where you would like sort of hold the chainsaw, and it had like a motion sensor in it, so like if you were going to cut through a zombie or whatever, you could lift it above your head and then pull it down. Absolutely nuts, but it was really good fun,
Oh damn! I know, it's like I just want to see like an old Resident Evil game done again. I mean,
have they released a new one? I think they released a HD one, haven't they?
They did release Resident Evil 1 remaster, but I would like to see a new game with like old zombies and like that old feeling.
Yeah, a feeling of horror rather than action.
Actually, that position camera view is actually not that bad. I like that.
Yeah.
It definitely brings that horrifying effect.
Have you played Alien Isolation at all? Or?
Oh, I didn't. I saw that it was actually good. I'm not sure.
I've heard it's pretty good as well, but I don't know whether I want to get into it because I think it might be a bit too scary. So I don't know. I'll have to see.
I'll play it one day. I kind of played Five Nights at Freddy's, so I don't want to play any horror games like immediate future.
I've never played it. I've only ever seen people play it on YouTube. And
the feeling when you just like, it's like amazing. Like people created a whole history of Five Nights at Freddy's, like a whole lore out of nothing, and
wow.
It actually makes sense what they said, and it's like it has theories in it, and it's like Illuminati and everything, but developer didn't say anything about it, so he's like probably just sitting there like that's it. That's what I meant to do.
Totally, yeah.
It's like just let the community make you a story. Just release a game and let the community do everything else.
Well, you know what? It works for Dark Souls. I mean,
exactly.
Vati Vidya and Dave Control Live, like there's a lore in the games, but they take it to like a next level, and I think it works. They do some good stuff.
It makes sense. It could be wrong, but still, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like to the following leading events, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't really tell you definitively like what happened, but they give you little clues, you can just make up what you want. No one's going to say it's right or wrong. It's just a theory at the end of the day. So, but it works very well for those games. So
yeah, actually quite well.
Could work for Five Nights at Freddy's as well.
I mean, the Reddit threads were like so big. People made videos. It was crazy. But that's an indie game that blew up.
Yeah, I'm yet to play it, but I've watched people play. It looks hell of a fun.
They're making a movie out of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're making a movie out of Deus Ex, Assassin's Creed, Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Minecraft movie.
Wow. How do you make a movie out of Minecraft?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's going to be like a live, actual, like animated kind of thing, but I'm really not that sure.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess I'll look forward to it.
It's like a big Hollywood companies are making, like Paramount Pictures and stuff. So it's quite big.
Yeah, I mean, what I said before about I never play games based on movies.
Yeah.
I think I don't watch movies based on games because I think the reverse is also true.
Like Mortal Kombat. That movie was so bad.
Oh god. Did you ever watch Street Fighter, the Chun-Li movie?
No.
Oh, okay. Don't. just don't bother.
Save yourself.
It's awful. It's worse than the original Street Fighter movie.
Oh. Did you play that was the game on PS1? It was called Medieval. About a skeleton who has one eye.
No, I didn't play that.
Oh, that was a third person, like, just imagine like a Souls game on like PS1, but it was like more hack and slash third person game. But it's like it was so amazing and had like an amazing story and stuff. So the atmosphere in that game was so good.
I'll see if I can check it out. Like if I can get an emulator, or even if I can find a PS1, then I'll just get it.
Definitely, it was so good. Actually, that was the most played game on my PS1.
Nice. Yeah, I'll see if I can check it out because like I saw there's a market in the city and there's a guy selling retro games on there. So I've seen a couple of PS1s, like the really small version, the slimline version.
Oh.
And I think he was only selling for about £20-30. So yeah, I'll check that out definitely.
I'll definitely buy myself a PS1 soon. I just want to play those old games, but maybe buy a PS2 as well.
Oh, I you know what? I so regret selling my PS2.
Oh.
Really, I mean, I sold it to get a 360, and admittedly, the 360 is such an amazing console. I know it's old, but 10-year lifespan. It had such great games on there. But I miss the PS2. I really miss the PS2.
No, it was a good console.
Really, really good console.
Yeah.
Go on. No, go ahead.
I'll probably just buy PS1 and PS2 just because their price is gonna go up after
I think
50 years.
Yeah, I think, I mean, they've only just stopped making games for, I think, like the South American countries like Brazil and stuff.
Yeah.
They still really have a big presence of PS2. And I think the very last game that was produced for it was FIFA 14.
Oh yeah, FIFAs are always like those games. They get ported to everything.
It's crazy to think that they were still making, even though it's just FIFA, they were still making PS2 games up until last year. That is mind blowing. Absolutely mind blowing.
Damn. Memories, man, memories. So
memories.
we kind of running out of time. We're already at 15 minutes, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, we're gonna save for the next podcast. We have a lot of topics to discuss.
Yes, we do.
Thank you for joining the podcast again.
Yeah, again. Yeah, well, thank you for having me on again.
No problem. So guys, check out his channel. It's definitely good. You have Adventures of Sir Punchalot, which I like the most. He basically goes through the Dark Souls with his like bare hands and knuckles, and he kills bosses.
I'm gonna do more of that this weekend. Actually, I've got some time off, so Sir Punchalot's gonna come back out.
Oh, can't wait for that. It's gonna be epic. So thank you again for joining me, and guys, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Also visit him and subscribe and like. So see you guys. Bye bye.
See ya.